You're watching Huff Post Live. I'm Caitlin Becker. She skyrocketed into the spotlight as Kelly Taylor on the iconic Beverly Hills 90210. And now actress and mother of three, Jennie Garth, has returned and reunited with former castmate Tori Spelling in the new show, Mystery Girls, which follows detective TV show starlets as they start an agency to solve real-life crimes. And Jennie is here to tell us more about her latest project and how she's giving back. Welcome.
Hi.
It is a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So you have teamed up with Kids Vision to encourage parents to get their children's eyes checked before going back to school.
Yes, I've been working with Alcon for a couple of years now, and this year the program is called Get an A+ in eye care, and it's all about teaching kids teaching kids and parents the importance of healthy eyes and vision. And we work with a great organization down in Dallas called Kids Vision for Life. And they go into schools and they provide eye care and eye exams for kids that need it. Because it's crazy, but 1 in 4 kids needs corrective eye care.
And why is that so important? It's interesting. I feel like, particularly with children and even with adults, taking care of your eyes is something we tend to put on the back burner. I haven't gone in a couple years, we'll make an appointment. My parents were very, very into eye care. I wore polarized sunglasses as a child because my stepdad was always worried about my eyes. But it just seems like one of those things that we tend to just push to the side. Why is it so important?
As a parent, it's kind of like the last thing that you think of. Like you have so many things to do to take care of a child, but eye care is, it falls behind, and not until there's a problem or their grades start to dive or there's an issue at school that you really think, oh, okay, I need to take that seriously. But it really does affect so many people, and it's staggering because 2/3 of the kids that need it can't get to it, they can't pay for eye care that they need, or it's just not an option for them. So this is how we're doing it. If you go to the Eye Solutions Facebook page and you click like, $1 for every like is going towards Kids Vision for Life.
And of course, all of that information is right here below in our resource wall right down there. So
down there.
Not now, but after we're done chatting, make sure you click those links and make sure you like those Facebook pages. We have so many of your big fans who are so excited that you're here today and they're joining from the Huff Post Live community. They would like to say hello and ask some questions. Joining us in our Google Hangout is Enza Ketchum, the owner of Enza'sBargains.com, and Christy Smith is the writer and editor of MeetChristy.com and Adventures of a Couponista.com. Hi, ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, hello, good.
They are so excited to be joining us.
Where do I see them?
You can see them right over here.
Can you see me? Oh my God.
Yeah, they can see you, they can talk to you, they can hear you.
This is fun.
Is it modern technology?
You kids these days.
Enza, let's start with you. I know you have a question.
Hi, Jenny, how are you?
Great, thank you.
My question for you is, what advice do you have for working mothers who are trying to juggle their life with their career and their life with their children at the same time?
It is definitely a challenge, for sure. I would say, for me, I have a calendar on my phone, on my computer. It links up, and everybody has a color. And that's how I run my household, and I know who's where, when, and I know when I'm working, when there's a conflict, and I think that it's very important to find a person. If you are a woman that's working, you have to have help, and you have to be able to accept that help and be able to delegate the things that you can't do and not feel guilty about it, because as women, we think we can do everything, but there are certain things you need to let other people help you with.
How do you juggle a demanding schedule with shooting your show and the demanding schedule of being a kid? I feel like kids these days they're busy.
They're everywhere. Mm-hmm.
They're busy.
Yeah.
Most children are busier than, well, certainly I am. I know my brother and my sister are in high school, and I'm much, much older than them, but seeing that age gap and seeing how busy they are, on Mondays they have this, and on Tuesdays they have that, and then they have school, and then I don't know how I would keep up, but you have to juggle your own extremely demanding schedule with that.
I try to keep my kids a little bit lighter. My 11-year-old and my 7-year-old, I try to keep their weeks a little lighter. I don't over plan for them, and I think that that's something that a lot of people do. And my kids just need that downtime. But for as far as like working it out, I'm at work. Tori, my co-star, and I are doing a show right now together, and we're constantly on the phones whether it's producing or being a mom and just sort of, keeping the engine running while we're at work. So I know we do a lot. We multitask a lot.
So you are working with Tori again on Mystery Girls. Tell me about the show.
As you said, it's a half-hour comedy about two women who used to star on a mystery show, kind of like Charlie's Angels. We carried pink guns on that show, and we were very famous from that original show. Then we've separated and parted ways, and I decided to be a mom, and she still wants to hold on to her fame from the early years. And so we meet up, and she wants to form Mystery Girls, a detective agency, where we actually solve real crimes using our TV detective skills. And so at first it doesn't make any sense, but we end up being really good at it. And it's fun, and it's very colorful, the show. It's a very colorful world that we're creating, and we're just having a great time doing it.
Is it fun for you as an actor to be able to do a show that isn't so dramatic, that doesn't have so many things going wrong, that isn't this giant soap opera, that's just fun?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's hard to give the characters arcs because in life there are conflicts and things that you have to deal with, and we'll be breaking a story and then say, okay, and now how do we make that funny? How do we make that argument with your husband a comedy? So we try to give it a little of everything, but definitely more fun to go to work and make people laugh.
I have a couple 90210 questions. Two of them are from JJ Miller, a producer, big producer here, who is, I think, the biggest 90210 fan out there. She knows everything. Her first one is, which of Kelly's crises, diet pill overdose, cult, cocaine problem with Colin, stalker girl, was your favorite?
Well, I get asked that all the time because, yeah, she went through a lot, my character.
She had a hard time of it.
I think that they gave me like one dramatic thing, and then they realized that she's capable of doing the drama. Let's keep giving them to her. So they did everything they could to me, and I would have to say my favorite was the female stalker. I liked it because I got to work with someone else, and it was another woman. It was fun, and she shaved. She got her hair done just like Kelly, so she had to wear like a Kelly wig. That was when I had the short hair days. I enjoyed that very much.
I have another one from JJ saying, it's the age-old 90210 question. Brandon or Dylan, tell us the truth. Who do you believe Kelly should have ended up with, and why?
Well, I did. Just a few weeks ago, I was informed that I didn't end up with Brandon. My character ended up with Dylan, which I didn't remember. So I feel really bad about that. And I was back and forth so many times, and then there was that time when I chose me, and like I guess I ended up with the right one. I think with Dylan. I think Kelly is a lot like me. She needs to keep things spicy.
All right, keeping things spicy. I want to bring Christy in now. Hi, Christy.
Hi.
Hello.
You are up next. What would you like to know?
Well, I'm really wondering what it was like to work with Tori Spelling again, and if you guys have any future plans to bring more of the old school 90210 cast in on a future project.
It's been great working with Tori. She's like my sister, my little sister, and we're only a year apart, but I've always sort of been very protective of her, and I don't know, I feel like it's my job to take care of her in some way, but very, very close bond, and just working with somebody that you have that with already, and it's formed, it's there, we have that chemistry with each other, has been a joy, a real joy. As far as bringing other cast members on, I think the episode last night was when Joey Tata was on, which is he was, what was his name? Nat from the Peach Pit, which was the hangout,
Of course. Everyone wanted to go to the Peach Pit.
I feel like
Everyone
I
wanted
should
the Peach
explain
Pit to
it,
be real.
but maybe people know what I'm talking about.
People certainly know the Peach Pit.
We right now we just finished filming our 10th episode. We're waiting to see, if we get an order for more episodes, and if that happens, then surely that's something we'll discuss. Yeah, because Tori and I have talked about it. We would love to have, Shannon or Luke or anybody on the show in some way, as long as they fulfill, I want them to have a good character to play.
You wrote in your book, Deep Thoughts from a Hollywood Blonde, that the cast was not prepared for sudden stardom. And in your book, you said, I don't think any of us were prepared for the stardom that was thrust upon us in this way. Thank God we had one another because we were able to protect each other from the harm this kind of sudden fame can bring with it. What was that overnight success like for you at such a young age, and with, I mean, your support system also being really young?
Yeah, I mean, I was like 17 or 18. We were sequestered in Van Nuys in a film studio, but it was just like a big warehouse with sets and our dressing rooms, and that's where we grew up, you know, and so people really couldn't get to us there, and we had each other. It was very protected from all of that. And also that was a time before the internet, if you can even like
fathom.
I can't even
well, I certainly wouldn't have a job at that time.
Well, like it's before cell phones. Yeah, so it was a different time, and the social media was very different. And but we would go like out to the malls or whatever, and we would realize, oh wow, I guess people are watching it. I guess we are famous now, and it was a lot to sort of deal with, especially after the show ended, and then they were like, poof, they throw you out on the street. And you're like, wait, what do I do? Who's going to tell me when to go to the bathroom? Like, when you're in that environment, you're so sheltered.
How long do you think it took you after the show ended to really figure out what it is that you were doing and how to separate yourself from Kelly?
Well, I was at a great time in my life. I was happily married, and I just had my first baby. So I was ready to like jump into being a wife and mother, and I enjoyed that so much that I think that just kept me protected in another way, So I wasn't kind of like, oh, what do I do?
Unfortunately, I think everyone on the show was so lucky to be protected in that way and to sort of go out into the world with like a solid backup, a solid support system. Not everyone had that. And we actually had, I had your 90210 co-star Ian Ziering here not too long ago, and I want to get your reaction to what he had to say about Tori. Let's take a listen.
How can you not watch a train wreck?
It's rough, right?
Oh, it's so hard to see. It's tough. And I love Tori.
Do you find yourself wanting to reach out and say, what is going on? What are you doing? Why are you putting this on television?
You know what? I sent her an email that I don't know what's going on, but that I feel for her.
You have to be so conflicted watching something like that.
Yeah, I mean, because on one hand, he does love Tori in the way we all love each other, the bond that we all share, but it was a little harsh, just the words, how do you not watch a train wreck? And I know that really hurt Tori, him saying that, because people could take that in a very wrong way. But, her reality show wasn't for everyone, and for me it was hard to watch just because I love her so much. It was so hard for me to see that kind of position that she was in.
Do you think people, and I guess this really spans, particularly with this kind of show with 90210, spans just generations of sort of news and scandals. Do you think people take advantage of that? I mean, back when you guys were on the show, there was a lot of news about Shannon. And do you think that other people who worked with you guys, I'm not particularly saying Ian in this case, but take advantage of the fact that maybe someone else is a headline and sort of jump on that bandwagon?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that we are confronted with questions, whether we want them or not, and we have to come up with answers very quickly that sound PC, and I think that it can come off as hurtful, and people can conceive it as that also, that they want to talk about somebody because they're doing well or they're in the headlines, but we really don't have a lot of control over that when we're asked questions and we're on camera, and it's like you have no time to really think about the question.
What is your advice to people who are in the spotlight, who go through personal things? I mean, clearly we can see Tori's gotten a lot of flack for sort of airing her marriage and some of her issues on television. I mean, you discuss your divorce in your book. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you got that same kind of pushback? And how do you think people should manage it in a way where they're able to actually deal with personal life issues without cameras?
Well, I think that when you grow up on TV, you're used to, that's how you process things, and that's how your life works. And you're a public figure and everything is out there anyway. Or in my case and in Tori's case, and the wrong story is out there, or inaccurate information. So I think a lot of times we want to jump in and try to correct that, and that's a way to do it.
Does this sort of age of internet and tabloid and paparazzi, does this make you fiercely protective over your children of anyone who could be affected by these kinds of stories?
Yeah, I mean, my girls are all on the computer. They search things all the time and read things about me. And if they want to know things, they'll come and we'll talk about it. But I think that I am concerned about the next generation for sure, and my own children. What they're exposed to, and how they can process it, and you have to have a very, very strong moral core to survive these days. You have to really have a sense of who you are, no matter what anybody says, because the comments are brutal, and no matter who you are, they do upset you when you read something nasty. And as a performer, as an artist, if someone puts themselves out there, you go straight to the negative ones because you're used to being judged and judging yourself. So when I read comments, I just go straight. I kind of zero in on I could read 30 nice things about myself, but then that one nasty comment will ruin my morning.
I think there's a statistic, and I can't remember what it is exactly, but I think it's that one negative thought, you need 5 positive ones to undo that one. So it really does sit there. But there are so many fun parts of your job. Do you bring your girls on set? I feel like the Mystery Girl set would be
it's fun.
Just a fun place to be.
We have fun there. The whole crew is so amazing, and we had such a great season. Between the two of us, Tori and I have 7 kids, and
so many kids.
Yeah. And they're always. I have my girls around as much as possible. Her kids are there a lot, and they just run around and play. And we have tons of toys and games in our dressing rooms, and they actually go on set and. Her daughter Stella and my daughter Fiona go on set and pretend to be us. Like when we're not on that set in the Mystery Girls office, they go in and they sit at our desks and they pretend like they're detectives. It's really cute.
Have you been relaxing a little bit with the family this summer, and then do you have to really gear up for sort of back to school season?
Oh man, I've just finished working, and I'm still working on an HGTV show that I'm doing.
I'm obsessed with HGTV.
Me too. I leave it
can't
on all the
stop
time.
watching it.
No, I just want to watch people build things and remodel things. It's crazy.
And do you go around and look and you're like, well, I could move that and I could change that after you watch it for a little while?
Yeah.
You just want to start
Get
changing
creative.
things around. Yep.
Yeah.
So you're doing the HGTV. So tell me about the show.
That's called the Jennie Garth Project, and we are airing in September, and it's 10 episodes about me building my next family home, which is just me and my girls.
Do you get your hands dirty in there, or?
Yeah.
Because I can't use a tool to save my life.
No, I really wanted to empower women with the show and like show women you can do it, and don't let somebody tell you, oh, that's going to be, $5,000 before you go in and give it a shot yourself and try to fix something. My dad always taught me to try to fix things. So it's in my genes, it's in my makeup, and I love doing it. Machine gun, I was going to say. No, not that. What's the thing with the...
Nail gun?
No, yeah, have a nail gun, use a nail gun in the house, chainsaw, that's what I was trying to think of. Chainsaw, everything. I love it.
You're so handy.
I am.
I have so many holes in my walls from trying to be handy, but at least I try,
We can fix those holes.
We can with a little spackle?
A little spackle, some sandpaper, and some paint.
Okay, I'm going to be tweeting you pictures of the holes I put in my wall
I will help you
for some
fix
advice.
them.
So is the home done? Are you completed? Are you in?
We just moved in a week ago now.
Really? Did you throw a big party?
No, well, it's not. I mean, I was working while I was moving, so I came home from work and I had been moved by the movers, and everything is just like in heaps in the middle of the rooms, So I just walk around those and get overwhelmed. I don't like unpacking.
Was there a hard
done.
part going through the process of sort of finding the home? And because for anybody, no matter who you are, if you're moving, it is always stressful.
Yeah, a move is really hard. It's much easier to do it independent. I don't have a partner to have conflict with, or they say that's really bad for relationships. I move a lot. I've moved, I think, 10 times in the last, I would say 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And this is a house that I plan on being in for a long time, and a place that I want to put my roots down and my girls' roots down so that they have a place to always come home to.
You mentioned not having a partner. Are you dating anyone?
No, I have.
I don't know when you'd have time to date
No,
anyone
I don't.
between all the work you're doing and moving.
No, I am really enjoying my individualism, my independence right now, and that's, I think, a really important step. And I just love being with my girls, and then when my girls go with their dad, I love being by myself, you know. And
What do you do for you that you, I mean, our Ariana Huffington has a book out called Thrive, and in that she talks a lot about how things like meditation and yoga are how she thrives, and that's how she defines success for her. What do you do to do something like that?
meditation is something that I do practice. I enjoy that. It does help immensely. I forget to do it a lot, though. I exercise, you know. I think that is a big brain chemical reward there. And I also like to get rubbed. I like to get my shoulders rubbed, like when you go to the nail salon or something, they'll rub you. Or I'll go to a mall and get a massage. You know, I don't care.
That's better than a massage,
whoever
right?
wants to rub me, go ahead.
I feel the same way. People think that's weird.
No. If you okay, rub me. It's fine. If you want to, do it.
I feel the exact same way. It's so relaxing. You look fabulous. What kind of exercise do you do? Is there are you a person who does Zumba or spin?
I would love to do Zumba, but I don't like to go out of the house very often. So I don't spin because that seems insane to me. I just do. Everyone's doing that now.
I did. I went this morning.
Soul-cycle-y thing.
I went to Soul Cycle this morning.
It's crazy.
It's definitely crazy.
People are in love with that. I would lose my mind.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I love it.
You drank the Kool-Aid. I just work out with a trainer. I'm like old school, free weights and body resistance, lunges. You know, I keep it old school. I like all the original moves.
You've had such a long, incredible career. You've spanned so many different sort of genres on television. You've done so many different things. You've written a book. What advice do you have to young girls who want to get into this industry?
I think that, like I said, you have to have a very strong sense of yourself, and you can't let other people change that. You have to be very strong, and you have to have that wherewithal. You know, my daughter at 17, I mean, we've talked about this, and she, wants to be an actress, and I just teach her, you can't believe what other people say. You can't buy into the hype of it all. It's a job, and you're just like the next person on the subway, like we're all the same, and when you start living your life differently, it's like a snowball effect. When you start having people around you and, having an entourage and having, all your yes people around you that are constantly telling you how great you are, it's just a very unhealthy life.
You seem to have stayed very grounded, though.
Yeah, I never really have had that. I have a couple of close friends that tell it like it is, and I just live a very normal life.
And are those friends that you've made now, or is that from before you really became Jennie Garth?
I have one friend that's from the very, very beginning, so that's a long time, like 20-some years. And I'm also a very loyal person. I've had the same housekeeper for 23 years, same manager for 25 years.
So when you're in with you are just in.
Yeah.
There's no going back.
There's no going back, and I think that is like a sign of my commitment to being who I am and my commitment to respecting who you are and, not giving up on someone.
Do you try to instill those things in your daughters? I mean, I can imagine with the ages that they are, they're getting into the hard times of being a young woman. They're getting into the difficult times of making friends, of being in school, of, trying to just figure out their own way.
Mm-hmm. It's heartbreaking raising girls. I mean, as a woman who has been through all of that, and I did go to a regular high school for a couple of years, and even grade school, the pressure and the peer aspect of it all is very emotional, and then when they do have something going on, I really feel it for them, It's hard to watch, but I spend a lot of time just talking to them about it and bringing them back to what is important, you know, and where they know what is right and what is wrong, you know.
Do you think social media and the internet and that sort of age of being on the computer has made it harder for young, you know, children in general?
Yes, I do. I see such an impact on my 7-year-old girl.
At that young age, that's crazy.
She's on it. I mean, she loves to sing, so she Googles, you know, whoever and sings along and gets the lyrics and prints them out. But she also wants everything right now, immediate. There's no patience left in the world, and I see that very clearly. That's the impact that the internet's had on my daughter.
Jenny, I want to thank you so much for coming on and
You're
just
welcome.
chatting with me about pretty much everything. And of course, a big thank you to Enza and Christy for joining us as well. Thanks,
ladies.
guys. And of course, don't forget to click on all of the links, break down there below in our resource well for more on Kids Vision, Mystery Girls, and of course, all things Jennie Garth. Stick around. There's a lot more coming up on HuffPost Live.